everyone, and welcome back to a brand new video. In this one, I'm going to be doing a best class setup as well as a weapon guide for the M4A1 Carbine here in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So of course guys, welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel, and of course if you guys didn't already know, a little bit earlier today at the time me making this video, Call of Duty Modern Warfare officially went live. So of course what I'm going to be doing in today's video is a best class setup for the M4A1 Carbine. Now that's the thing, the M4A1 Carbine is personally one of my favorite assault rifles in the game, and if you guys are going to be grinding out Modern Warfare today, make sure you go ahead and check out this weapon. You guys will not be disappointed. Now that's the thing, before we get too far into this video, I do want to mention that I'm currently just getting over a cold, so if I sound a little bit odd in today's video, that's the reason why. Also, if you guys are new to my channel and you don't know what I'm going to be covering in today's video, and as right at the beginning, I am going to be discussing the M4A1 Carbine, then I'm going to be moving over to a really awesome class setup that I have for the weapon. Now of course, before I end off the video, I am going to be talking about a couple of things that you want to know about the class setup before you go ahead and use it. Also, if you guys go on to enjoy this video, make sure you go ahead and leave a like on it down below, as well as make sure to subscribe for more Modern Warfare content. So yeah, now that I got the intro out of the way, let's actually dive right into the weapon guide. Alright, so of course the first thing that I am going to be discussing in today's video, and that's going to be talking a little bit about the M4A1 Carbine. Now that's the thing, to say the least, the M4 is a very consistent weapon in the game. Now there are a couple of reasons why, and that's first of all, the damage on the weapon is actually quite consistent, and it's just about in line with some of the other assault rifles in the game, as well as the rate of fire on the M4 is actually quite high if you compare to other assault rifles such as the AK-47. Now the main downside of the M4A1 Carbine, and that's the recoil. The recoil on the weapon is quite hefty if you compare it to other weapons in the game. However, if you make sure to control your recoil as well as you make sure to equip a foregrip, then you really shouldn't be having too many issues with the recoil. With that said, one reason why I really enjoy using the M4 Carbine in Modern Warfare, and that's just because you can play very aggressively with the weapon. Of course, the M4 is an assault rifle, so that means it's going to be excelling at those medium ranges. However, as mentioned a little bit earlier in this video, since the damage on the weapon is moderate, as well as the weapon has a pretty fast RPM, it means that in some cases, this weapon is actually going to be performing a little bit like a submachine gun, therefore meaning that you are going to be performing quite well at those close range engagements. So yeah guys, now I am going to be moving over to the create a class portion of this video, and of course, as you guys can see over here, this is the class setup on your screen right now. So starting off quickly from the top, of course I am going to be using the M4A1 Carbine as my main weapon, as well as for my secondary weapon I am going to be using the Desert Eagle, which in my opinion is the best secondary weapon in the current state of Modern Warfare. Moving over to my perk setup, my first perk is going to be Scavenger, just so that way of course we do not run out of ammunition. For my second perk I am going to be using Hardline, which is an extremely useful perk in this game, as well as for my final perk I am going to be using Shrapnel. For my lethal grenade I am going to be using the Semtex, as well as for my tactical grenade I am going to be using the Flash Grenade. Now of course this is just a brief rundown of the class setup. Now I am going to be going a little bit more in depth when it comes to the attachments that I am running on my M4. So alright guys, so as you can see of course these are all the attachments that I am going to be using on this particular weapon. So going a little bit more in depth, for my first attachment I am going to be using the heavy duty barrel, which is of course going to be improving the damage range as well as the bullet velocity, and the only downside of this particular attachment, and that is going to be reducing the aim down sight speed. For my second attachment I am going to be using the operator reflex sight, which simply put this is the red dot sight of Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and this particular sight is just going to overall allow us to be a lot more precise as well as a lot more accurate when we are going to be using this weapon. For our third attachment we are going to be using the heavy stock, which is going to be improving the idle sway, as well as it's also going to make this weapon a lot more steady. And of course the only downside of this particular stock is that it's going to be reducing the movement speed when you are aiming down sight. And of course, moving over to our fifth as well as final attachment, we are going to be using the pistol grip, which is going to allow us to get our iron sights up as quickly as we possibly can, which is extremely useful especially for those close quarters engagements, where as mentioned a little bit earlier in this video, the M4A1 Carbine excels at. So yeah guys, that's of course going to be it for the create a class portion of this video. Now before I end off the commentary, I am going to be talking about a couple things that you want to know about this particular class setup before you go ahead and use it. Now that's the thing, as mentioned a little bit earlier in this video, if you want to excel when using the M4A1 Carbine, try to stick to those close to medium range engagements. That's where this weapon excels. With that in mind, if you know how to control your recoil, as well as if you make sure to tap fire the weapon or put the weapon in semi-automatic mode, you can take out opponents quite effectively at those longer ranges. However, at those longer ranges is where you really start to notice the recoil on the weapon, so make sure to keep that in mind. Also another thing, and that's going from Black Ops Black Ops 4 into Modern Warfare, you will notice that the time to kill is a lot faster. So if you really want to excel when using any weapon in the game, make sure you go ahead and aim for the upper chest as well as the head, because chances are if you do manage to get a headshot, you're going to be winning that engagement. So yeah guys, that's of course where I'm going to be ending off this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like on it down below, as well as make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so that way you guys will not miss a new upload from me. So yeah, that's of course going to be it for this video. I hope to see you in the next one.